Hello and welcome to FRUA Designs number 5, the Realm / the Southlands Temple of Elemental Evil, T1-4. Wow, am I excited to start this module. So a few things before we get started. I have started Temple of Elemental Evil so many times in so many different formats, different Neverwinter Nights modules, the official Troika game, and I've gotten to about the temple in all of them, but never finished. So this is going to be the first time that I actually finish Temple of Elemental Evil. Hopefully, will be this FRUA conversion. So let's run it and see what happens. That's terrifying. That's equally terrifying. So is that. Let the adventure begin. Alright, let's get right to it. This was made in 3rd of April in 2000. Let's go ahead and add our guys, man. We got Cyrus, Gingy, Tessa, Carlo, Griselda, Amanda. Everyone's good to go. Let's begin adventuring. Hamlet grew from a farm or two, a rest house, and a smithy. The roads brought a sufficient number of travelers and merchant wagons to attract tradesmen and artisans to serve those passing through. The rest house became a thriving inn, and a wheel and wainwright settled in the thorpe. More farmers and herdsmen followed, for grain was needed for the passing animals, and meat was in demand for the innfolk. Prosperity was great, for the lord of the district was mild and taxed but little. Trade was good, and the land was untroubled by war, outlaws, or ravaging beasts. The area was free, beautiful, and bountiful. Too much so in the eyes of some. Whether the evil came west or crept up out of the forest lands bordering the wild coasts, come it did. At first it was only a few thieves and an odd group of bandits molesting the merchant caravans. Then came small bands of humanoids, kobolds or goblins, raiding the flocks and herds. Local militia and foresters of the Waldgraf of Ostwerk apparently checked, but did not stop the spread of outlawry and evil. A collection of hovels and their slovenly inhabitants formed the nucleus for the troubles which were to increase. A wicked cleric established a small chapel at this point. The folk of Hamlet tended to ignore this place, Nolb, even though it was but 6 miles distant, but its locale was ideal for the fell purposes planned for this settlement, as was its position on a small river. The thickets and marshes around Knoll became the lair and hiding place for bandits, brigands, and all sorts of evil men and monsters alike. The chapel grew into a stone temple as its faithful brought in their tithes. Good folk were robbed, pillaged, enslaved, and worse. In but 3 years, a grim and forbidding fortress surrounded the evil place, and swarms of creatures worshipped and worked their wickedness therein. The servants of the Temple of Elemental Evil had made Hamlet and the lands for leagues around a mockery of freedom and beauty. Commerce ceased, crops withered, pestilence was abroad. But the leaders of this cancer were full of hubris and, in their pride, sought to overthrow the good realms to the north, who were coming to the rescue of the lands being crushed under the tyranny of the temple. A great battle was fought when the good people of Hamlet saw streams of ochre-robed men and humanoids fleeing south and west through their community. There was great rejoicing. They knew that the murderous oppressor had been defeated and driven from the field in panic and rout. So great was the slaughter, so complete the victory of good, that the walled stronghold of the Temple of Elemental Evil fell within a fortnight, despite the aid of a terrible demon. The place was ruined and sealed against the further return of such abominations by powerful blessings and magic. Life in Hamlet quickly returned to a semblance of its former self before the rise of the temple. For 5 years afterward, the village and the surrounding countryside have become richer and more prosperous than ever. A monstrous troll which plagued the place for a time was hunted down by a party of passing adventurers. Carrying the ashes and a goodly fortune as well, the adventurers returned to the village. Before going elsewhere to seek their fortunes, the adventurers also returned a portion of the village's losses. Other adventurers, knowing of the evil that had once resided in the area, came to seek out similar caches, and several did find remote lairs and wealth, just as some never returned at all. After a time, adventurers stopped coming to the area. It seemed that no monsters were left here to slay, and no evil existed here to be stamped out. The villagers heaved a collective sigh, some pained at the loss of income, but others relieved by the return to the quiet, normal life, and Hamlet continued its quiet existence for 4 years more. But then, a year ago, the bandits began to ride the roads again, not frequently, but to some effect. To the good folk of Hamlet, this seemed all too familiar, so they sent word to the Viscount that wicked forces might still lurk thereabouts. This information has been spread throughout the countryside, and the news has attracted outsiders to the village once again. Who and what these men are, no one can be quite sure. All claim to be bent on slaying monsters and bringing peace and security to Hamlet, but deeds speak more loudly than words, and lies cloak the true purposes of the malevolent. One such band of outsiders to Hamlet is your own. Welcome to the realm. Game 26. The definitive UA conversion of dungeon modules T1-4, the Temple of Elemental Evil. The dusty, rutted road is lined with closely grown hedges and brambles and shrubs. Here and there it cuts through a copse of crosses of rivulet. To either hand, forest and meadow have given way to field and orchard. A small herd of kine graze nearby, and a distant hill is dotted with the wandstone chimneys with thin plumes of blue smoke rising from them. A road angles west into the hill country, and to either side of the road ahead are barns and buildings. Hamlet at last. Part 1, the village of Hamlet. Here we are. You stand outside the home and business of the village leatherworker. Let's check him out. The leatherworker is a jack of all trades, being shoemaker, bootmaker, cobbler, saddler, harness maker, and even fashioner of light garments and armor. May I help you? Okay. The square wooden sign shows a buxom and smiling girl holding a flagon of beer. This must be the inn of the Welcome Wench, a place renowned for its good food and excellent drink. Passing merchants make a point of stopping, as do many other sorts of wayfarers, and it is said that the place is always filled with patrons. This large place is bright and cheerful. It contains several rough-hewn tables and chairs, boards and benches. Natural tree trunk pillars support the ceiling overhead, all dark with smoke and age. A smallish, wiry monk in brown robes looks up at you as you pass by. He greets you warily, then looks up to his huge armored companion and goes back to his simple repast. You are greeted at the bar by a sandy-haired man clad in the clothes of a laborer. "Greetings, traveler. I am Grim. Like you, I came to this place in search of adventure, but I have paid my way of late by working with the crews around the new tower. I would gladly accompany any expedition, though. I understand that most travelers come to Hamlet are investigating the ruined moat house to the east. Is that your goal as well?" Grim smiles and entreats you for details on your plans while in town. He speaks of other groups who have come and perished in the marshes to the east, and the horrors of the thieving village of Nolb a day off. Do you ask Grim to sign on with your party? Sure. Grim smiles broadly and shakes your hand. He says that he will fetch his gear at once, and he returns clad in leathers before you finish your meal. Ostler Gundagood offers fine meals and delicious drink, as well as rooms. You can put yourself up at the inn for a gold coin each. Who will pay? Nobody. Ostler smiles but holds his hands to show that he cannot help you. Can I get a drink, though? Maybe I have to stay the night in order to get a drink. A small man in simple garb sits by the bar. When he sees you, he smiles and extends his hand. Greetings, I am Spugnoir, a traveling scholar from the north. The boom of travelers in Hamlet is attracting the attention of many folk, you see. I have come to do research on the area and its folk. A roguish fellow greets you as you pass by his table. Fair fortune, travelers. I am Furnock. I come to Hamlet in search of adventure, but I am without friends. Such a career would be short-lived, I fear. Gladly, though, I would travel with you. My sharp eye and keen blades will make for handy help, I assure you. But as a sign of goodwill, I offer you also this scroll of eldritch magics. Furnock reveals the sealed scroll of magical spells. Do you agree to have Furnock travel with you? Yes. Smiling, Furnock hands you the scroll, then asks that you tell him what sort of magics it holds. 50 XP, search for valuables. Mage Scroll. Okay, so Amanda will take the Mage Scroll. Pick. Bash. Exit. Pick. Bash. I shouldn't be bashing these doors. I shouldn't really be picking them either. Ginny and Griselda can go up a level, it appears. Alright, so we're gonna pay and see what happens. Officer takes and offer you a key to an upstairs room. You climb the stairs to the room. You sleep well in the welcome wench, resting easily on the comfortable beds and tucked under warm blankets. Well, we're gonna save, but this isn't what we wanted to do. How to detect magic? And magic missile. Tessa's got sleep. Cyrus can memorize one more spell. Another cure light wounds. Alright, so let's rest. Okay, we're good to go. One thing about the realm also is that usually the bartenders who offer drinks, if you drink enough, it could unlock new things. You could get in a bar fight, you could unlock new information, and you have to drink different items. And the one on the right is the strongest, with the left being the weakest, so we'll have to mess with that when we get the option. So as you move past the door, it abruptly swings open and a grizzled warrior swaggers in. He curses as you nearly bump into him, then walks with cat-like grace to a nearby table where one of the wenches serves him. Well, I must see who this is. The grizzled warrior glares at you in contempt when you pass his table. Can I ask the bartender who that is? Okay. And honestly, I don't feel like these modules are as outdated as some may think. In terms of pen and paper experience, this is by far the closest it comes. And to me, that is never outdated. Like, that is something I always want. There's no one around the recently constructed village hall. The door is unlocked and a few benches stand against the bare walls with a large plain table at the far end of the room. Tapestry on the back wall shows a green field with 2 acorns above a sheaf of grain, the banner of Hamlet. The wooden sign depicts a bag of wool and a loom. You are greeted by the weaver and his 4 apprentices. They speak to you readily, their words interspersed with praises to St. Cuthbert for their good fortune, and after a few minutes they bid you good day. The leather worker. Okay, so here... Horseshoes are nailed to the 3 faces of the post in front of this shed, and within sit a forge and bellows. A short but brawny man is vigorously pounding away at a piece of red-hot iron. The smith sells weapons of most varieties, though his surplus is not great. You find his prices reasonable and the quality most agreeable. Interesting. Weapons and armor. May I help you? Nothing that we really need. Ammunition. Okay. This place is obviously that of a herdsman. Fields stretch out beyond the fences behind his home. A stern-eyed herdsman meets you at the door. A pair of dogs lays behind him. He greets you warmly enough, though he shares little information. With a wish for good fortune and safe journey, he sees you from the door. This place has an 8-foot-high fence and a heavy gate. It is obviously the residence of some well-to-do folk. It is easily defensible in times of trouble. Okay, I would like to get in there. The road east leads into the realm, passing beyond numerous farms and the worksite of a great tower. How do I get in? Anyway, let's go to the tower. You are permitted entrance into the tower. The warrior Rufus greets you sternly and listens to your reasons for meeting with him. Do you request training of Rufus or his wizard friend Byrne? Yes. Byrne emerges and agreed to provide training for you for a price. As he discusses gold, however, you sense that this good-hearted man and his friend have a weakness for currency. We do want to train. Gingy. I'd like to train. It's 500 platinum? Gingy's got enough to train. Congratulations, level 3 fighter, son! I love it. Alright, Griselda's got to get on the action. Let's have Amanda. How much does Griselda have? 462. Okay, so Carlo can trade to Griselda. Biddy. Level 3 thief. Yes. Awesome. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Alright, let's save the current game in A. Whoops. Bernie emerges and agreed to provide joining for a price as he discusses going. No, we don't want to trade. Is there anything else we can do with the tower? No. Interesting, they don't give you much information. But yeah, like I said, I just don't find this dated. This is obviously a place of worship. The trees are neatly pruned and the grass is well tended. A carefully placed line of bluish stone sets off the path leading to a rock cairn where flowers, nuts, berries, and garlands of leaves are placed. A small path leads beyond the shrine to a low-roofed wooden building placed under the great boughs of the central oaks of the copse. This must be Jeru's. An old druid emerges from the forest where you glimpse a large black bear moving about in the distance. The druid looks to a stone bowl and then turns back to you with a raised eyebrow. Do you make a donation? Be right back. I'm going to see what donations do. Alright, so apparently if you donate enough, you could get reward. Your coins clink to the bowl, and the druid smiles appreciatively. Jeru Ashstaff, father of the old faith in Hamlet, offers his healing powers for your ails. What wounds do you have that need healing? None. So he doesn't offer any information either. That's interesting. The village tailor's shop. The door stands open. Here lives a small and mild tailor, a bachelor of 38 years or so. He is an expert at making and repairing garments, and some of his fine work is available for sale. May I help you? There's no one around the recently constructed village hall. Strapping farmer greets you with an eldritch greeting from the old faith. He talks to you briefly at his door before wishing you a good journey and fair fortune. The road leads north past several small shops and into the Southlands of the realm. Along the way, there lies the temple of St. Cuthbert. To enter the temple. Terjan, the somewhat distant priest, is not to be found during your visit, but his aide, Calmert, is more than pleased to assist you in any way possible. He is quick to ask for donations for the cause of St. Cuthbert. What aid can Calmert offer? Donate 35. Thank you for your generous donation. What aid can Calmert offer? For a donation, priest may trade. No. I mean, yeah, the game looks a bit dated. I still think it's very charming graphically, but its gameplay is still top-notch for pen and paper conversions. head back to the inn. Can't say that it looked like the look of that one. There's one to vilify the history annals. In the history annals. Smiling mischievously, he toasts you and drinks deeply. Not sure what that meant. This large stable stands in the shadow of the large inn to which it has been annexed. Huh. Ahead lies farms and fields in the rest of the realm. Do you leave Hamlet for the realm? No. Village leatherworker. I can't use a map. The smell of freshly baked bread emanates from this large, cozy farmhouse. The farmer greets you once again at the door and speaks to you politely for a time before bidding you good day. This appears to be the village tailor shop. Do I have to donate more to St. Cuthbert? Huh. To trigger them. How do I get in there? That is weird. I can't get in there at all. Donate a bit more. $100. Thank you for your generous donation. Nothing happened. I'll give you 25 platinum. Sell. 5 platinum sell, 25 platinum sell, 25 platinum sell, 25 platinum sell, 50 platinum sell, 500 platinum. We'll keep that one. Well, once again, I'm a little bit stumped. I don't know if I'm supposed to spend a day here. And then come out tomorrow. Yeah. May I help you? No. Aha, you stop at the door. From behind the inn near the stable, you hear a man moaning weakly for help. The square wooden sign shows a... Okay. Aha. You find no man in distress, but as you look about, men leap from the shadows, rush from the stable doors, and drop from trees. Each wears a black coat, bearing a flaming-eyed device. As the battle joins, a man sides with you. Who has sided with us? I just want to aim to get people. Agent of Chaos, Spugnor, Grim, we'll figure out who is there to kill. Oh, there's more. There's two more down here. Oh, boy. If I just hit next, it'll go through all of them. Maybe not. Okay, so Tessa. Does 5 points of damage. Dead. Gingy. 11 points of damage. Griselda. Don't have your arrows readied. Put him out of his misery. Why can't I target them? Target these guys. So we're going to cast a magic missile on them. Amanda. Cast magic missile on... Not sure why I can't target them. On this Agent of Chaos. 5 points of damage. Wow, a lot just happened and I don't know what happened. damage, missed. Ooh, 4 damage. I can use those Mage Scrolls too. I have to remember that. I could also scribe them apparently. So let's try to use one. Mage Scroll. Invisibility. Friends and sleep. Sec magic, read magic, charm person. Charm person could be useful. No, we're not going to waste it. Spell aborted. Griselda. Gingy. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here, but dead. Damage, dead. Seven, dead. 3, dead. Delay. Third attacked. Who? Who's the enemy, Zert or Grim? Why can't I tell? Zert would be the enemy. Okay, Zert is an enemy. Dang. Put Zerd out of his misery. Agent of Chaos leaves in panic. We gotta get Zerd though. Farnock is on our side. Zert surrenders. Agent of Chaos flees in panic. For a knock chases one down. Grim's on our side, right? Continue battle, no. Each share is 54 experience points and you search for valuables. Could any of these be magic? Be right back. Okay, before I end this episode, I guess this is as good a place as any. I guess I can't cast Detect Magic? And we just have to assume that none of this is magical? Oh, Amanda shouldn't have been taking that. She went a longsword, the rest just had daggers and clubs. Detect. There is detect. Amanda is affected. We have found no magic. Nothing is magical. So that's how you do it, okay. There's still treasure left. You want to go back and claim it? No. Spugnar dusts off his hands and shakes his head, glaring at Zert. I never liked him much at all. Then he turns to you. I thank you for the wonderful show. I am leaving Hamlet now, but I shall take with me the wealth of knowledge and the hope of perseverance that you have shown me. Fare thee well, travelers. Good fortune. With that, the small man walks into the stable. Minutes later, he rides out and follows the road north out of Hamlet. Alright, and that's as good a place as any to save. And I'll say thank you for joining me. Next episode, we continue up on this lead. And also, I'm going to put Gingy in front of the party so that he can interact with characters as well. Because I keep forgetting that charisma is checked with dialogue with NPCs. And it's important to have your main character leading the party by being selected before you get into conversation. So I will do that next time. Thank you for joining me. Much love, peace, joy, and light to you. Let's get it.